Hello guys, welcome back. So Thonon here, this is the Daily Grind, this is Seiya Awakening. I am using the Chinese version to make a review on Lord Hades, one of the new units released for the Singapore version. And he's kind of a cosmic attack tank. By now, there have been several days since his banner is active, it's about to end. One of the driving questions about Hades is he worth throwing stars, making the pools for him? It is very worth it to have any of the three gods. Athena is not yet available for the Singapore version, but she will be in the future anyways. So yeah, I'm gonna start making videos regardless of whatever banner it is available on Singapore. Because of this, I'm no longer going to play the GT arcade game of pretending that the Chinese version doesn't exist. So, anyways, now is he worth it? Yeah, he's a very valuable or important addition to the roster. In the future, missions for the pavilion will be available that use the three gods, unlike now. And still, he's a very versatile unit for PvE, but primarily for PvP. One of the hardest units to take down in the game, has a very flexible composition. He does require some support, but it's not mandatory. Basically, he can carry entire teams on PvP as long as he remains alive. He has a very high cosmic attack rating and physical defense, which helps him against Pegasus, Divine Cloth Pegasus. And even though he doesn't have a very large HP pool, you can make him very tanky through Cosmos. Like when you reach level 80, you can achieve 1000 points on both types of defenses. So he has a very strong survivability. His skills, his basic is a sword slash, and it has the ability to put a mark on the opponent at different percentages. I will suggest that you start building this up early, like maybe to level 3, and leave it there after you maximize one of his other skills, because it has a very large damage multiplier for a basic. The effect of the mark I'm going to explain in a few seconds. That is not as important, but the damage that Hades can achieve with just his basic is brutal. So later on, as you progress in the game, as you gather more blue books and start combining them for the upgrades, it's very worth of your blue books that you intend to maximize this skill if you're going to rotate Hades often into your PvP lineups. Of course, for Galaxy, he's going to be one of the top banned units, but for Ymir, it's another beast entirely. So yeah, he's a very worldwide unit for that. It starts at 100% multiplier of your cosmic rating. This is a cosmic damage unit, and ends up at level 5 at 200%, basically double damage of whatever cosmic attack rating you have. So if you reach 10,000 attack points in your cosmic attack rating, that's 20,000 damage with just a basic. It's a very powerful move, and you're going to be using this often anyways. And of course, it's modified by buffs from Nachi, stolen power from Daedalus. So Very, very worth to have the high rating. For starters, just two skills at level 2 now that the 8 cents system exists in the Singapore version. This is the build I recommend for starters. If you got Hades, then you're going to be using this move a lot. It's the Eternal Eclipse or the Greatest Eclipse. This is a move that starts off doing no damage. It's going to consume 2 energy, but you have to cast this at the start of a fight. Why? Because 2 turns later, Hades is going to perform a free automatic AoE attack on the enemy team that is going to actively reduce permanently their HP bar by 15%, and it's going to do damage on top of that. Then you can use the active version of this skill. It's going to cost 2 energy, and it's a single target strike that starts at 520% of your cosmic attack rating. And it's also going to heal Hades back 70% of whatever damage you landed on the enemy from the total. Now, here's the very cool part. If Hades overheals, like you fill up your HP bar or your HP bar was full to begin with, the heal you get from this strike gets added to your own HP bar for Hades. So as the match progresses, he's going to become tankier and tankier, and he's going to have more HP to heal from, and he's going to have more HP points, so he is harder to take down. And this is the reason Hades can carry entire teams in PvE and PvP, because he's just going to keep accruing HP to the point that he is no longer a victim of one-shots, or you can take off 50,000 HP points from his bar and it's not going to affect him in any way, shape, or form. Now, the end level, when you maximize this skill, it's going to reduce the HP from the enemy team at 30%. That's 1/3 effective of the HP bar. That's not on top of damage, because that's the amount of damage it does. That's a reduction on HP permanent. So let's say they are all 60,000 HP points. With this skill maximized, you are going to reduce the top of their HP bar by 1/3. So they are going to become a 40,000 HP point units for the rest of the fight. The damage multiplier is 720% of your cosmic rating attack. So at 10,000 points of attack rating, this skill before cosmic damage modifiers would be 72,000 HP points before your own cosmic damage increase and after the defense and reductions on the enemy team. So you can start one-shotting people. This is your priority if you intend to play Hades at high level PvP, because it's your main nuke, and it's a nuke almost rivaling Xion's damage, but with the added benefit that it's going to also heal 100% of the damage you perform. And that amount of healing, that's, for example, 70,000 HP points healed, that's your entire HP bar back. And if you are near full, that's 70,000 HP points that you're going to have on top of your own HP bar, permanent too. So yeah, you have to maximize this ability very early on. And next are two skills that are not unneeded, because this is what gives Hades some utility, but you cannot rely on these skills. The first one is the Dark Contract. When you use this skill, you can cast it both on allied units or on an enemy unit that has a mark from your basic. That's called a slave mark. Hades marks one of his opponents with the basic, and then you can use this skill. This creates a link between Hades and the unit, and if it is an allied unit, it's going to take increased damage diverted from Hades. Like if Hades has a contract with any unit, if it's alive, an allied unit, any damage that Hades might have taken instead goes to the ally, and it can kill them unless you give them some kind of protection. It starts at 260% of the damage performed on Hades goes to the allied unit. But if you link yourself with an enemy unit, then the damage goes to that enemy unit, but just 60% of the damage performed on Hades. The contract at level 1 only lasts one turn, so it's not very helpful. You could level this up to just level 2, so the contract can be held for 2 turns, and it starts reducing the damage that the allied units take, and it increases the damage that the enemy units take, and also for longer. But you can only use this on a single unit per fight, and once the contract ends, you cannot use this skill anymore during the fight. So just one contract per fight and just to one unit. Of course, at maximum level, that's more balanced in that an allied unit will take 100% of the damage, that's full damage, that is performed on Hades, but also the enemy unit will take 100%, and the contract will last for 3 rounds. This is not this is not really needed, because it's a 2-step process if you intend to use it on enemy units. So if you're going to cast the Greatest Eclipse, that's 1 turn. Then 1 turn using your basic attack, and then another turn to get a contract on the unit, and it takes too long. You could instead, on the 3rd round, start using the Greatest Eclipse single target skill to start doing damage and healing yourself instead of using this. However, it is a very powerful skill, so it's your choice, up to you. If you want to maximize this, I will recommend level 4 maybe as a max. That's still usable. That's also lasts 3 rounds and protects Hades from all damage, and maybe you can kill the unit you make a contract with, but it's not really needed. And lastly, as the king of the underworld, the Hades passive, when you activate, and this is another reason you want to open all your fights with the Greatest Eclipse, is that allied units that die during the eclipse will remain on the battlefield as a ghost or leave a soul behind, a shade. And if they survive, if that shade survives until the next unit's turn, then it comes back to life with just a fraction of their HP, but retaining their full skills. This one I don't like. First, because it has a chance of not proccing. You need this at level 3, so the soul will remain every time during the Greatest Eclipse. But the raids only have a fraction of the unit's original HP. And even if you maximize this skill, any kind of attack is going to kill them. It's very, very hard for the raids to survive until their next round. If the person attacking you killed that unit before Hades for any reason, then it's going to target the raid too. And even if they revive and completely, they don't have their full HP. And I don't mean that you can heal them, because you can't. Their HP bar is reduced to just a fraction too of their original HP. So this isn't going to turn around any fight unless the opponent gets real sloppy and forgets to kill the raids for whatever reason. This is kind of like a stopgap measure to prevent people from one-shotting important units during the first round. But anyways, Hades has to be fast enough to cast the greatest eclipse for this to work. So it's important, yes, it's useful, but it's not really needed. What you need is to ensure that Hades is going to survive until the third round to start one-shotting people. Now, why mine is not level 80 if it's such a useful unit? I'm going to tell you why. I didn't get him on his banner. I got him during another summoning event very recently, and I haven't gathered enough resources because God units take a lot more HP, a lot more gold to maximize. I plan on doing that, but I also got Athena, and I plan on maximizing her first. I'm going to make her analysis at a later date. I got my Wi-Fi back, so I'm going to be able to start uploading videos more often, and we'll see Athena before the summoning event on the Singapore version, so you are prepared and you know if it's worth it. It's worth it to pull for her when her banner comes up. She's way more powerful than Hades, for starters, but until she arrives in the game, Hades is going to be the dominating PvP unit. And it's also going to help you with some traps for bosses and to do real good damage on Legion bosses and the new game mode, the Hades Temples. He also works there. So that's the skills on his Cosmos. Rosaries, hummingbirds, and whatever defense Cosmos of your preference. Important substats: if you can get a double speed substat on the red and yellow Cosmos and the central one, on the legendary one, do so. Hades benefits a lot from being real fast. His base speed is not that high, just quote-unquote 310 speed points as the base, but he really benefits from being fast. So you can start the fight casting the greatest eclipse and your turn comes up more often, so you can start nuking people. Try to get your cosmic damage as high as possible, and that's why the combination of rosaries and hummingbirds, so you get speed and you get a free 10% cosmic damage increase. Try to get that cosmic damage to 25-30%. 20 is good, more is better, instead of cosmic attack. Why? Because the cosmic attack multiplier for all the Hades skills is very, very high. So you can get by even on an 8,000 points of cosmic attack. If you can reach 10,000, perfect. Not really necessary, but it helps. And if you can go higher, because I have seen some Hades on the now that the pavilion is out, you can easily reach 13,000 cosmic attack rating or maybe higher. Even the whales haven't maximized the pavilion here, so you have to take that into account now that it is a thing that exists. and it gives bonuses for PvP. And that's one of the reasons I was very, very angry that some skins give stats in the Singapore version and in the global version. Because 2% of 6,000, that's not much. But a 2% increase on top of the pavilion bonuses, on top of the Cosmos build, that starts to get noticeable. Like 2% of 12,000 cosmic attack, that's a lot. I have seen Hades builds that are built like Xions, in the sense that they end up with 60,000 HP points for PvP. So you know that those Hades are 1,200,000 HP points and near 1,000 defenses. They are near impossible to kill. Mine is not very good. I intend to build him, and my preference for Blood Elf is because it reduces enemy defenses. So the more you attack, or well, the debuff is applied before the damage. So you reduce their defenses and then you strike. And it remains there if for whatever reason you didn't kill the guy. But you can try Wind Elf, because you're going to be attacking often with Hades, so he starts getting a pretty big bonus to his cosmic attack. My personal preference of defensive spikes is because Hades' cosmic defense is very, very low. Mine is not anywhere near perfect Cosmos. For example, I have one with physical attack here, or another one with physical attack, because it's very, very hard to build good Cosmos for endgame, because that's the endgame in itself. But let's take him for a stroll, just a couple of fights on the train hall, just to see the kind of teams he uses. If you can get an energy producing unit like Marsh Fairy equipped or something like that, it is better, so you can start using the Greatest Eclipse right away. The thing is, for example, this one is pretty nasty. Radamantis is not a good companion for a full Wraith thematic Hades Wraith team, because Radamantis needs physical attacks to really shine. But for example, you can use Xion maybe, like this. And Saori is there to prevent anybody from one-shotting your Hades on round 1. Give your blessing to Hades and then immediately cast the Greatest Eclipse. Then okay, give the crystal wall to Saori so she can heal some damage. There's the Wraith, and that's what I told you. Doesn't matter if they come back, they're going to get focused, so you don't get their skills for the second round. Now, double turn on Hades doesn't do anything. It cannot accelerate the Greatest Eclipse. It's always going to start, if you cast that on round 1, it's going to take until round 3 for the eclipse to take place. But you can use a double turn on him, so you can start a contract with somebody and they start damaging the guy with the contract instead of Hades. And let's see if I can get rid of that Doko. Nice. And now it's time for a double turn on Hades. Let's prevent Shion from dying. That's the Eclipse. It's an AoE attack and their HP bars are reduced. They don't take damage in reality. But their HP bar is now reduced and I can start nuking. So let's start with Poseidon. And I get healed. Oh, I got debuffed. That's why I didn't get the double turn. But now that enough raids are on the field, we can start attacking again. And yeah, my Shion is also level 70. I haven't been able to build him because I also got him outside of his banner. So the HP is now mine. This is expensive healing, but it's the only healing I have. Pandora makes a nice companion for Hades. That's true. And Stardust. Okay, let's increase resistances here. Let's see if I can get rid of that Mu. Now, my Hades is not taking reduced damage. It's now that his HP bar has a lot of bonuses. So he is very, very hard to take down now. So all he really needs is support that is able to pressure the opponent into not attacking Hades. This is a particularly nasty one, but in the future the nastiest one is going to be the triple god with double Saori and Kiki. That's one of the most irritating compositions I have ever fought. Well, I'm back, guys. I didn't intend to leave the channel hanging. It's just that I had Wi-Fi problems. I had to change internet provider because they didn't fix the stuff, and I missed a lot of time covering the game in this channel. But I'm back. I'm going to start uploading material from now on again, every day, if possible. And whatever questions, doubts about builds and things like that, I'm also going to start streaming. So I'm really going to be also needing some help from you guys because apparently my cell phone is not very powerful, so I need to upgrade my PC so it's a gamer one or it becomes a gaming computer. But don't worry, even if you guys can't or won't support the channel during streams, the quality is mediocre right now, but I want to change that. Uh, it's no problem at all. I'm going to keep making material until the last server of this game is shut down. So the game is young. The original version just got his first year anniversary events, during which Athena was released. But I'm going to stay here until the last of the servers is shut down. So don't worry about that. I'm going to keep you updated on stuff like that. In the coming days, there's a review for Pandora because I have been asked about an in-depth review for Pandora, and also strategies for this new game mode that you just got that is very, very hard. The Hades temples. Ideally, you require 30 saints built up at least to level 70, 5 stars, some 8 cents, and S grade cosmos, or SS grade cosmos, in order to beat this. There are different strategies. I'm bouncing ideas of the Tofu Otaku Legion from server 1 over there in Singapore. They are also in the global version in server A1 Pegasus. And they have come up with some crazy ideas. And then again, you're also limited in the sense that some of the best units for this game mode are not yet available in the game. But they're going to come in the future, so you start getting prepared. If you didn't get Radamantis, whenever Radamantis comes back on a banner, try to get him because he is pretty much required for everything that has to do with bosses. Him and Aphrodite at the start. Later on, you are going to start adding people. I have seen some crazy compositions with Poseidon, but they require a certain build that is not available for everybody. So again, my guides are for free players, but they do require some units. And Radamantis is not as expensive as Poseidon to set up. So that's going to come in the coming week. I have also returned briefly to the Singapore version. I'm going to play again. I was away for over a month, but they do give you bonuses. So if you left the game, this is, even in the Singapore version, this is a very good time to come back and start playing because even though GT Arcade has locked the difficulty on the Hades temples to medium and you don't get the full rewards for your effort, they are still very good rewards. You're going to be, this is the point where you start getting a lot of blue books because you make at least 6 shards a week from the temples, and you still have your 20 something from the Seal Tower. And Galaxy seemingly is dropping better rewards again, or it's starting to drop the rewards you should be getting for your client version. So anyways, it's a pleasure to be back for you guys. I haven't forgotten about you. It was just very difficult for me to sustain both my Spanish channel and this one. But this I created later than the other one. My Spanish channel I started back in 2011, I believe, or 2009, something like that, or even before that, on recording tutorials for the, curiously enough, for the Saint Seiya game called Sanctuary Battle for the PS3, because like this game, when I started making videos, nobody was making tutorials. So I'm back again, and I had to give priority to that channel because that was my first channel. But I love you guys. I love that you have kept the channel alive, even though I was away. It was a real life thing. It was a major thing, like not having Wi-Fi access. I record raw footage for this game, so usually like this one that is going to be over half an hour, they are over a gigabyte big, so it's not easy to upload them to YouTube without Wi-Fi. But I managed. I'm back. I'm going to make the disclaimer here too. I'm already getting YouTube money, but it's not a lot of money. Like, it's noticeable. It allowed me to purchase a new SD card, a bigger one, to record more videos during the week. I hired a speedier internet connection, even though I'm going to have to upgrade that again. That's why I'm going to be needing help from you guys. But it's not enough for my first payment to pay for a new gaming computer. Things in the country where I live are way more expensive than in the United States, and a gamer computer over here is about $700, $800 in cost, but that in the United States would be about a $450, $500 stuff. So I'm gonna need help. I haven't made that kind of money yet, but it's helping. And now that I'm getting paid, I'm going to be more consistent with the material, and also expect live streams on YouTube and Twitch from now on. Even though the quality is not very good, I can still interact with you in real time, and I think that's the most valuable thing about doing streams. Not just showing the game, but actually interacting with the audience. Last night I had a test one that was intended to last like 15 or 20 minutes and ended up being 4 hours long. I think it's on Twitch. Now you can look for me like Sethonan, just like here. And there's already one thing uploaded, but it's in Spanish. But you're going to be getting your own streams in English too. I know a lot of people from Southeast Asia are the main fans of this channel. That doesn't matter to me. I'm owed to you. I'm in debt with you guys. So I'm back in full force, and expect new things. Channel is going to be growing again very soon. I'm certain of that, because you are a wonderful audience, and I think the things I do are working out very well. I have been told so by other community members. So, all your questions, your doubts, build consultations in the comments below. Click like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Click on that little bell so you get notified. Now it's going to be more often. You get notified when I upload new material, and see you again. See you next time. In the meantime, keep grinding on.